Arash, a night-loving student in an old, dingy apartment on the outskirts of the city, is overwhelmed by the pressure of final exams and the chronic stress of living in an unpleasant environment. Among his textbooks and cold coffee, he finds an old, undated leather-bound notebook. The notebook contains a handwritten list with the ambiguous title, Midnight Rules. In desperation and to escape the pressure that is crushing him, Arash decides to deliberately violate these rules, ostensibly established to maintain a supernatural order. He does not know that by breaking each rule, he is tearing the fabric of everyday reality and entering a realm inhabited by creatures that lurk on the thin line between absolute silence and disturbing sound. Each violation opens a door to a nightmare in which time is stretched and space is reshaped. Chapter 1. Violating Boundaries. Law 1. Mirror. Inaudible echo. Time. Around 12:30 a.m. Arash, after some fruitless studying, is suffering from visual hallucinations due to extreme fatigue. To get out of this situation and to play a joke on his surroundings, he decides to implement the first law. Law 1. Repeat your name 3 times in absolute silence. Arash enters the dark bathroom. He closes the door and makes sure that no outside noise, not even the sound of his heartbeat, can be heard. In this heavy silence, he whispers, "Arash." The answer comes, but not a simple echo. A deeper, harsher, and completely different voice than his own echoes from inside the mirror with a resonance of bone coldness. Arash. Sheer terror paralyzes Arash's entire body. He staggers back. As his eyes fixate on the mirror, a third voice comes, as if it has been split from the depths of stone. Arash? He rushes out of the bathroom. As he reaches for the wall, he notices that the frame of the bathroom mirror, where it used to reflect his face, has cracked. A narrow vertical crack has opened, like a mouth. From within the crack, a black, indefinable shadow, bigger than any shadow the available light can create, stares out. The shadow does not move, but its presence is heavy and threatening. Rule 2. Closet. Awkward smell. 11:11 a.m., exactly the time. Arash tries to attribute this experience to extreme fatigue, but the shaking of his hand screams out another truth. He turns to Rule 2, perhaps hoping that continuing the process will finish it. Rule 2. At 11:11 a.m., open the door to the main closet and wait 3 minutes.
Arash checks his wall clock. The hands move unnaturally fast and lock on exactly 11:01. With trembling hands, he grasps the heavy wooden door handle of the closet and slowly pulls it. Instead of the familiar smell of roses and old clothes, a foul, unbearable smell fills the air, a combination of rusty iron, old blood, and rotting flesh. The air becomes thick and unbreathable. Arash holds his breath. He can't stand for 3 minutes. In a split second, he slams the door shut and presses his body against it. There is a moment of absolute silence. Then, from within the darkness of the closet, comes a sound that sounds like laughter, a harsh, dry, toothy laugh that is weak at first but quickly grows louder. It is like the snoring of a bell ringer that gradually crosses the confines of the closet and echoes throughout the apartment. The ceiling trembles. Rule 3. The awake eye. Time. 2:47 a.m. Arash takes refuge behind his desk and tries to keep his cell phone as his only bridge to the rational world. His phone starts receiving repeated messages. No senders are clear. Rule 3. When receiving repeated messages, do not respond to any. The screen pulsates with a rhythm, receiving messages containing only one dot. Arash is terrified, but this time he resists. He does not swipe his finger across the screen and tries to put the phone down. But the phone starts to heat up. Its heat quickly turns from a heat to a burning sensation. He drops the phone. There is no explosion. Instead, the phone screen, now overheated, transforms. The pixels melt and a new structure forms. The screen becomes an open, bloodshot eye. Its pupils slowly it widens and narrows, staring tired, and at the same time hungry look. Rule 4. Bridge. Expanding the path. Time. 2:02 a.m. Arash knows he has to run. He grabs his keys and bag and runs towards the front door. But the 4th rule stops him, a rule that seems to be related to the space outside the apartment. 4th rule. At the end of the hallway, look at the end of the pedestrian bridge near the apartment and watch for unusual objects moving. Arash rushes out the door and runs towards the bridge.
A thick fog covers the city. He looks at the end of the bridge. There, a vague, tall, thin figure, as if made of compressed smoke, stood in the fog.
Suddenly, the figure came towards Arash with an incredible and incalculable speed. It runs. This movement is not a run, but a rapid glide through the foggy space. Arash screams and runs back towards the building stairs with all his might. He reaches the entrance to his apartment, but when he tries to enter, he realizes that the stairs are no longer stairs. The stairs have suddenly doubled in size. Each step has become 2 steps, and the entrance hallway has become an endless symmetrical corridor. What should be only 10 meters now seems infinite. The black figure has crossed the bridge and is stretching out at the end of this new corridor. Rule 5. Burn. Fiery silence. Time, 3:30 a.m. Arash is trapped. He turns around and realizes that the only way out is to destroy the source of this nightmare, the rulebook. He quickly returns to the apartment, closes the door behind him, and places the rulebook on the table. Rule 5. Burn the list using matches and a flame that comes from a natural source. Arash takes a match from an old box. His hand shakes violently. He lights it. Small, flickering yellow flames appear. He holds the match close to the paper. Before the tip of the paper touches the flame and catches fire, something happens. All the lights in the building explode. The sound of glass and electrical connections shattering in the darkness is heard. The apartment is plunged into total darkness. At that moment, he hears screams. They come from inside the walls. Muffled screams, a mass of human groans that seem to be thousands of people trapped simultaneously in the concrete walls. With a terror that is beyond comprehension, Arash drops the wraps. The fire goes out. The complete darkness returns, but now the darkness is filled with the sound of disturbing whispers. The pale yellow light of sunrise, after hours of hell, barely penetrates the thick, dusty curtains of Arash's room. Arash lies on the floor, gasping for breath. He is alive. As he slowly gets up, he touches his body. His skin is cold, but in various places, he feels small, burning wounds. These wounds are exactly like the small, numerous fingerprints on his skin, as if invisible beings have touched him. He picks up the notebook of midnight rules. The page corresponding to the 5th rule has been erased, but on the last page of the notebook, which was previously blank, a sentence is written in the same rough handwriting as the 1st rule. You stayed awake until morning, but they are waiting for you to stay awake. This was only the first night. If you want to know what Arash will have to break in the following nights and how to deal with these creatures, you will have to be careful. These boundaries have been broken in just one night, and the cracks in reality will grow larger by the day. To continue this scary story and see video prompts made based on this scenario, follow our channel now and like the script so that the next part can be made.